Hello. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you to Cher, Alan Henderson, and everyone in the comments for sharing your stories about your experiences with Heart and Soul Song, Heart and Soul Dance. And it just really takes me back to my journey with song and dance. And, ever since I was a kid, I really loved singing. I really loved music. Dancing was always really fun. And, I would perform in school choirs and like competitions, and I would like write music and like perform with friends and jam and go to cafes, and music and singing was a really, really big part of my life. And then, yeah, starting at a young age, I started to get very sick. And it's something that can have a name to it now. Before, while I was going through it, it was kind of murky. But yeah, so I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue. And basically, the ways that it would affect me, I would just be really super tired all the time, just really drained. And I would have these body pains all over. And it would really inhibit me from living life. So, there was a point in time where I had to take time off from school and from work because everything just hurt so much. And yeah, and a part of that, actually, the way that it affected me, it also really affected my voice because my body was just going through so many things. And yeah, and there was all this pain. So whenever I tried to speak, whenever I tried to sing, and singing was like the one thing that I really loved dearly, it would hurt. So in a way, during that period, and this was a period of roughly around 10 years, um, it's something that I had actually lost. Like I really felt like I lost my voice. And it wasn't until I was introduced to soul singing. So I was introduced to soul singing by a beloved named Vanessa Ferraro. Some of you may know her. She's an amazing, amazing, beautiful soul. I was at one of her meditations, and we were all lying down, and then, there was beautiful music playing, and she's leading us in this beautiful guided meditation. And then she starts singing her soul song. And immediately I was like, what is that? What is this magical sound? It's so beautiful. My heart feels so open. I feel so uplifted. Oh my gosh, I just feel like I'm in a whole other place. And then after that session, I actually approached her and I said, what was that? What is it that you do? What was it that you were singing? That was incredible. And she said, oh, I'm so glad you like that. That was actually my soul song. I was soul singing. And if you like that, you can actually learn more about it at the Master Sha Dao Center, Toronto. And I went, oh, that was a few years ago now. And, I went to workshops very similar to the one that's coming up this weekend for soul song and soul dance, and other kinds of, workshops that worked on, healing, really connecting to the heart and soul from the inside out. And yeah, little by little, each time that I would be surrounded by soul song and soul dance, because whenever that is emitted, it emits such a high healing frequency, I would feel better, not just emotionally, but physically as well. And yeah, as we know, in holistic health, physical health, emotional health, mental health, it's actually all very closely intertwined. And yeah, so, it got to a point where I was actually ready to bring out my own soul song. And it was so exhilarating. I remember it. Actually, Cher was there. She was there to help me to bring out my soul song. And, we were led in these really special techniques and practices, some of which I'm sure will be shared this weekend, to really hone in on our sound, to connect with our hearts and souls, and let our soul sing. And, prior to this, I loved singing. I thought I had a pretty good idea on what I sounded like, what my voice was like, all of that, what kind of flavors and tones it had. And the moment my soul song came out, it was just on a whole other plane. I felt so free, so connected, so healed in that moment. And it was just so uplifting and sacred, and like emotional too, because after all these years of just having my voice and having so many parts of myself just kind of shut down, I remember that moment. It's like I was set free again. And it was such a huge starting point in my healing journey. And, I'm really happy to say now that, you know, after techniques and practices like soul song and soul singing, soul dance, after implementing these into my life, I no longer have chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, and, the odd moment when, it's normal to get a little bit tired here and there, a little bit achy here and there. That's quite normal. And now it's really great because I have these tools to go back to for when I am a little tired in the morning or later in the day, and I'll just like take a moment to connect to my soul song and sing. And it actually doesn't take that long. It could be minutes after, it could be maybe it's a longer session, but whatever it is, I will feel better. And it's so fun too. It's really joyous and it's inspiring, it's creative. You have no idea what kind of sound will come out because it really depends on where your soul is. And it's amazing to be in an environment where others are sharing their soul song and soul dance because everyone has their own unique spin on it. And, it's just really amazing to be in such a supportive and encouraging and loving environment. So if anyone here is looking for a new experience, whether it's with healing, whether it's with music, whether it's just looking for a good time and feeling better, I would highly, highly recommend to come to this workshop this weekend for opening your heart and soul song and soul dance. Thank you so much for having me.